Back again, here is tutorial number 3, and this little gorgeous girl is called Time to Fly. She also has 11 pieces that need to be cut out, and she is quite a cutie too when she's put together. So these are all her pieces. As you can see again, I have cut them all out. I have coloured in her skin tones, and that's all for this one. So this is her back piece with her hair, which has to be in the black or whatever colour you choose to do her hair in. That would be this piece here. Then there is her little body, which is her where I've coloured her skin, her arms, her head and her face, I should say, and the top bit of her legs, which is this piece here. There is her hair, which is this piece here. Then there's her dress, which I've cut out. That paper came with this package. It's her dress. Now, as you can see on her dress, there's little bunnies that are embossed. Now, they didn't really come out, but as you can see, I'm not sure if you can, oh, here, I'll show you on this. Her little bunnies they're either coloured in or they've been cut out or trimmed. I'm not quite sure how they've done this, but if anybody has any ideas on how to do that, that'd be great, because that looks really cute. But they are embossed, the bunnies. I'm pretty sure they are, before I tell a great big fib. I think you can just see them very faint. There you go. Very faintly, you can just see them on the dress. Her little ruffle for under her dress is this piece here, which I've just cut out in the paper I used for that. That's this part here. There's a tiny, tiny little bow for her hair, which is this tiny little piece here. And then you've got her little collar, her little white collar, her shoes, and her little tie for her dress, which are these little pieces here. And then there's a little butterfly as well, which is this part of the die here. So that's all 11 pieces. And the papers in this one are just, I didn't show you the papers for the other one. But the papers for this one are just the stripy paper and the red paper. So yeah, that's that one. This is her little picture from the front. So you can really see on these pictures how they are put together. And this is her finished. Now with her, I've also put some glossy accents on her shoes, and I've also added some Wink of Stella to her butterfly, just because also the butterfly is also here. It's been, I don't know what's been done, probably maybe coloured in, I guess. Maybe you could do that with markers to shade it in. I guess you could do that. Okay, so let's get on to putting her together. I've got my instructions here, or my order in which I've put it together. So from 1 to 11, here we go. So the main body is black, and we need to put the skin toned, what I've done with the, where I've coloured in the face and the arms and the top of the legs, that needs to go on top of this. And again, we've eliminated the marker, colouring in the eyes with the black marker. So we'll go ahead and do that. And I just hope all these videos are in focus. If they're not, you feel free to tell me, and we'll do better next time. So I'm just checking to see if that's right. Yep. I'll just put all the glue here. There are probably people out there that can do these tutorials better than I can, but I'm just here to just give you a hand in putting these together. So again, we've matched it up with this little bit here. So that's how I'm matching them up with this one, this little piece here. Okay, so that's that part. Then the next part that's telling me is part number 3, which is the dress ruffle. So that'll be this part here, and I'll pick that up with tweezers. And you can see, where did I drop it? For heaven's sake. Golly gosh. And you can just see the embossing on that. So we'll pop that at the bottom of her dress. So that'll match up to the bottom bit. Right. So that's not going to stand out until the dress goes on. So the next part is 4, is the dress itself. So we'll just put some glue on there. As I said, you don't need much glue. And her dress goes on top. Move it around until it sits where it's supposed to sit. So now you can see the little ruffle on the bottom of her dress. Like so. The next thing is telling me to put on the collar trim, which is this white bit here. And that's also, you can see the embossing on that too. It's there. We'll pop that on her little dress. I can just move this over a bit more. So that has to look like this. I'm being awkward here because I've got it round the wrong way. So the little collar goes on like that. So she's starting to look something like that now. And the next thing, number 6, is the ribbon, which goes on here. Oh yeah, it just sits there. And this one doesn't need much glue at all. And we'll just very lightly. Let's see, it's already got too much glue on it. We can spread that around a bit. So that will sit on top. That will sit here on top. My fingers are getting in the way. I do apologise for that as well. I'm doing my best here. So she looks something like that now. And the next thing I'm going to put on are her tights, which are here. So again, they can be matched up with these little cutouts here. You can see them. I'm going to put her shoes on next. Yep, her shoes go on next. So these ones here. There's some really small, tiny cutouts on these little girls, and it does get quite fiddly. So her shoes will go here. Move them around so they're matching. Yep. So there's what she looks like at the moment. As you can see, this is a little bit off, but it's still wet enough to move it round. That's a bit better. The next thing is 9, which is her hair, which is this part here. And her hair has also the embossing. And we match that up with this bit sticking out here on the side. So as you can see, I put them on a bit higgledy-piggledy, but because I can move them around with this wet glue, they match up quite well. So here she is, she's got her hair on. So she also looks quite cute already. The next thing I'm going to put on is the ribbon in her hair. Now that goes on here, this part here. And I'm just going to put a little dab of glue. And my phone's ringing, I'm just going to let that go. And the little bow sits in her hair just there. Like so. So now she's got a little bow in her hair. And the last thing I have to do is put her butterfly on her hand. So this is the butterfly here. A little butterfly. And then that will complete this little girl. What did I say she was called? Time to Fly. Yeah, Time to Fly. And her little butterfly sits there like that. Just like that. And then what I did with that one was, I mentioned before at the start of the video, I just used Wink of Stella on the butterfly just to give it a little bit more, I don't know, a bit more interest, I guess. And if you wanted to make a 3D butterfly out of it, you just cut another one out and just then gently fold it in the middle so it sits up. So this is Time to Fly, so that's her finished. And as I said before, I also did the glossy accents on her shoes, on this one. And the next one I'm making is Rosie. Now she's a bit more complicated. I'm not sure if I can do her in one video. We'll see how we go. But in the meantime, I hope this video has helped you, and I will talk to you in the next video. And as I said, she may take a little bit longer to put together, Rosie. I'll just show you quickly what she looks like. She's absolutely gorgeous. So this is Rosie. As you can see,